All right, maybe part three here, and that'll probably be it for a little while, at least today. Let's talk about intensity, how to generate it. Um, Intensity is not a feeling. It's not being trashed. It's not throwing up. It's not, yelling and screaming a lot. Intensity is something that is generated by a technique or an application of some type. I ain't gonna get into some kind of weird, in-depth discussion on that. I'll leave that to people who, like they like to do that. But I would just say this: that what you're typically doing to generate intensity is, and you got to do it safely, because you don't need to be injured. That ain't no good. You don't make any gains when you're laid up or when you can't use your shoulder. But as an example, you're taking, let's say, a single set of whatever it may be. I like to use shoulder press as an example. It's just one of my favorite lifts. So, you're taking those presses. Maybe you're doing, a slight leg drive, not quite a push press, but not quite a strict military. You got whatever you got on a bar, and you bust you out 8 reps, and that eighth rep is kind of a staggery kind of a deal. Yeah, you probably get out 9, but the ninth ain't gonna be real pretty. So you go ahead and re-rack it, and then you do that rest pause like we talked about before. You give yourself 5-6 seconds, and then you reach in there and you bust out another rep, maybe 2 reps, and then wait about 10-15 seconds and bust you out another rep, another 2 reps. And all this, of course, you got to document. You got to put this on paper, because you ain't gonna remember this week to week. You're always trying to, not necessarily beat a PR week to week, although that's good when you can do it. But a lot of times you just want to know where you're at. You want to know if you're making progress. Progress and weight training is a lot like the stock market. What you want it to be anyway. It's up and it's down. But if over, a period of time, months, years, you're going up, well, then you made good investments. And it's no different with weight training. Some days you're going to feel good, some days you're going to feel bad. You got to pay your dues. You got to go to the gym. No matter how you feel, unless of course you're just sick. But it's not so much the day-to-day or week-to-week. It's the long-term investment you're making in that gym or in that rack that you got to look at. But in any case, kind of got on a little tangent there. But you do your 2 sets, no more than 3 sets of rest pause, and you're done. You don't need to do no more. And that'll take care of it. You have that spotter. Let's say on something like a close grip bench press or whatever. If you got a good spotter, I ain't talking about some bro spotter, but if you got a good spotter, and this individual is able to watch you, engage you well, and you're doing, let's say, some bench presses. You get to that 8th or 9th rep, it's real clean, it's all you, and then you have a mutual agreement beforehand that this individual is going to help you, spot you, assist you through another 2 or 3 repetitions where he or she is gradually doing more of the lifting for you, until maybe that 3rd rep or that 4th rep. Essentially, now they're at 50 or even 60% of the work. That's cool too. There's nothing wrong with that. You don't need a rest pause. Then go ahead and let that spotter take you through some repetitions that you wouldn't have been able to get. But it can't be no bro spot. Everybody's got to know what they're doing. Everybody's got to have a plan. Both of you have to have some communication beforehand, that you know exactly what you're doing and why you're doing it and what you are trying to achieve and what that spotter is helping you to achieve. And you can go ahead and knock it out and take care of that. I know that Doc Ken was really big on, I believe what he called duo polycontractile lifting, which is another intensity generator. That's where you're taking, you got it's always a machine that you do this on, Nautilus machines are real good about it, so are hammer strength, because they'll have independent movement arms. So let's say you got a high row hammer strength, where you're pulling down essentially like that. I mean, obviously you're going up higher. I got a roof of a car, but you're pulling down. You got a seat belt attached. You're in a seat. Well, most people are reaching up with both hands and pulling down at the same time with both hands and coming back up, which is fine. I mean, that's just the simple way to do it. But if you were going to do a polycontractile on that particular thing, or really anything, wherever the contracted position of that movement is, that exercise is, you're going to hold it there. That's going to be your starting position, not at the more relaxed position. So if you have that high row and you bring it down, you start out, you bring both of them down. You're going to hold. Let's say this is my right hand. Hold it down, contracted. Come up with the other hand and pull it down and hold it there, and then So basically, the holding position is going to be there at the at the contracted portion of that lift. If I was doing a shoulder press, I'd press them both up. I would hold my right hand up. I'm holding a static contraction at the top and coming down with the left hand and back up, and then so forth and so on. So hopefully that makes sense. If that doesn't make sense, you're like, what the heck did you just do? Just post a comment or ask a question. I'll try to explain it better. But that's a fantastic intensity generator, is dual polycontractile, because you're basically holding a static contraction, against a load for the entire lifting. There's no rest. You're either in a concentric movement, you're in an eccentric movement, or you're in a static contraction the entire time. There is no real resting portion of that lift. So you got that. I'm not a big guy on negatives. I've never really seen personally, experientially, anybody really know how to work a negative, and that's myself included. I don't say that I'm the guy who knows how to work negatives. Nobody else does. I don't like them because I never have really figured out exactly, where the stopping point is. Not, actual stopping point on the lift. Just, anyway, negatives, just stay away from them. That's what I say. That's it. The other way, of course, to generate intensity is to minimize your rest sets. I've actually gotten very good at that over time. I used to be a guy who took a long rest period between my sets, and I don't do that anymore. I just don't have the time. You knock it out and you move on. You get to the next exercise. Just as a quick little thought, and I'll shut it down, is high intensity training does not negate the use of lower repetitions. You can be doing high intensity training very effectively at sets of 2 and 3 repetitions. You just got to know how those fit in and how to work them and how to generate intensity with that. Working doubles and triples in high intensity training is totally different than working sets of 12 or 15. It's a totally different approach. It can be done, and there's ways to do that and ways to generate the proper intensity and the proper stimulation that you need. I was fixing to use the word inroad, but boy, that leaves a bad taste in my mouth. So there you go. Again, hopefully this is making somewhat sense. If not, ask questions. Talk to y'all later, man. Bye.